Did you know Coral Gables is home to the recipient of one of the most prestigious Senior Advocate Awards in Florida? Norma Lemberg was awarded the C. Colburn Hardy Older Advocate Award, and she is with us today. Thank you so much, Norma, for being here. And a big congratulations to you.
Thank you very much.
So tell me, how did this come about? How did you get nominated?
Well, one of my friends on the Senior Advisory Board, Carol Brock, had decided to nominate me, and I told her it was going to be a lesson in frustration because it was a lot of work, and I really didn't think it was going to be worthwhile. But she went right ahead and got all the letters and everything else, and much to my surprise, I was awarded the nomination.
Incredible. And how did you learn of it? Tell me.
Well, I got a telephone call from Dorcas Hardy herself, who was the daughter of Colburn Hardy and now lives in Washington and works in Washington. And she called me herself one evening and said, you won the award, and would you like to come to, actually the award was given in St. Petersburg, and would you like to come to get it? And I will be there to give it to you, to award it to you. And I said, that would be lovely.
All right, so I'm going to read a description of the award so you understand how big this is. The purpose of the C. Colburn Hardy Older Advocate Award is to recognize volunteer leadership in programs for older Americans with an emphasis on statewide advocacy for older persons. The award has been given annually to a year-round Florida resident who has consistently made significant contributions to policies or programs and services for older Americans in the state of Florida. The recipient advocates in both the private and public sectors for services and programs for elders and demonstrates vision, advocacy, and leadership regarding the future of services for Florida's growing elder population. So tell me, how did it feel and how special was it to receive an award that means so much to the older generation here in Florida?
Well, I think the award, as I said, the award is not only for me, but I think it's for all of us who work and who volunteer and for programs for senior citizens, because it's an area that has, particularly here in Coral Gables, not been very visible. And it's something that we need to expand upon and that we need to work on more. We now have 22% of our population in Coral Gables over the age of 60, and I feel very strongly that we need to provide more services to those people. I don't work alone. Nobody works alone. I have a wonderful group of people on the advisory council. And we have started to do a lot of things, including programming that was never available before. So we're very busy.
Yes. And then tell me how you even got started working with seniors. I mean, you started doing this even when you weren't a senior yourself. This was years in the making.
I always say I grew old with the seniors. I started, and I was working with the Department of Children and Family Services, and part of my work at the time was with seniors, although I did work with all the other ages. But I liked working with seniors, and when I had the chance, I started to devote all of my time to seniors. And so I was working, when we started the Senior Alliance for Aging, I became very involved, which was breaking off from the state into an independent agency backed by the state. And so I was involved in that, and that's when we started to provide programs to seniors in Dade County. And that was way back in probably early 70s. And the Older Americans Act, of course, gave us the impetus to start these programs.
And why is it that the senior population drew you? What attracted you to continue your career in that path?
Well, I felt that I was getting older, and I felt very strongly that whatever was happening to me was happening to everybody else too. And so I was able to possibly connect, I should say, with people of my own age, and my own age was getting older because I was already in the 60s when the Older Americans Act came along. And so I was very pleased because my supervisor at the time said, you know, here's the Older Americans Act, what do we do with it? And so I was able to really start working and developing the first 2 senior centers that we had in Dade County with the Older Americans Act. That was the ones on Little Havana and South Beach. And they were the first 2. And I worked very hard to get those started. And from there, of course, then the Alliance for Aging here at Dade County became a visible and a viable group and was able to start working on programs with the backing of the state, of course.
And now you're retired, obviously, from Children and Families, and you're still, though, active in our community here. You were the chair of the Senior Citizens Advisory Board until just recent.
That's right.
But you're still an active member of the
yes.
committee. And any other involvement there? Is this your only board right now?
I'm still on the board, and I have 2 more years to go before my term is up. And I asked my commissioner who appointed me, I said, "Are you sure you want me on the board at my age, another 2 years?" And he said, "Absolutely." So I'm ready for another 2 years on the board, and then hopefully, if everything goes well, I will still become involved, whether or not I'm on the board or not.
Yes. Well, thank you so much, and a big congratulations to
Thank you so
It's
much
very
for having
well
me.
Deserved here. And as she said, you got a day named after you, Norma. May 12th was Norma Lemberg Day in Coral Gables. The commission celebrated her getting this award, and they named May 12th Norma Lemberg Day. And when she was getting her award, she said, "Don't count her out because she's still got a lot to give." So we definitely welcome that, and we appreciate your work with the senior
Thank you very
citizens.
much, and thank you for allowing me to speak with you this morning.
Not a problem. And to learn how you can participate in the Senior Citizens Advisory Board and help them in their efforts, or if you want to become a volunteer, you can call the Senior Services Division at 305-460-5609. And still to come on Coral Gables Now, many Coral Gables families open their homes and hearts to foster children. We'll get a briefing straight from the Department of Children and Families. Plus, hurricane season is here. Time to get all your preparations and paperwork in order, and all the supplies as well. We'll tell you what the city is doing to keep you safe. And June, we celebrate Father's Day. We'll share your special thoughts and wishes for Dad. We'll be right back.